good stuff. Tonight, I do want to talk about being authentic in dating and relationships. But first, is anyone interested in being authentic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you think it's hard to be authentic?
Yes.
Yes and no, right? I got 3 things to tell you. First thing about being authentic. Do you know what you have to be authentic? Don't answer it. You have to be yourself. Do you think it's hard to be yourself?
Yes and no.
It is hard to be yourself. The last time I gave this speech, there was a couple, you know, there was a couple. They've been together 65 years. I asked them, I go, you've been together 65 years. Do you feel like now you can be yourself? And do you know what the woman told me?
No.
Do you want to know what she told me? She said, it's getting better. And I thought that was one of the most true statements I ever heard. 65 years is getting better. And that just shows you how hard it is. And you know what else she said? She said, it was really hard at first, but it's getting better. And this is very true. And do you know why it's true? Because when we meet somebody, wouldn't it be nice if they liked us? Wouldn't it be nice if everyone liked us? Well, there's a way to do that. Do you want to know how?
Yeah.
Don't be yourself. Because here's the funny thing about life. You're trying as hard as you can to be yourself. And no one wants you to be yourself. No one wants you to be yourself. What they want you to be is what they want you to be. And this is the challenge of relationships, because you meet someone and you're thinking they're going to love me just the way I am. And they've got totally other ideas about the way you are. So the first thing you have to be comfortable with is that to be yourself, you're going to have to be able to ask for what you want and to say no to what you don't want. And that's a very simple premise, but it's not always easy to do, especially when you care about somebody. And we are born right out of the gate. We come with 4 inalienable rights. One of them is to be, the other is to think, the other is to feel, the other is to share our way. But it doesn't come easy, because even right when you get out and you first land on the planet, your parents are right there to tell you, don't do it that way. Do it my way. And you have to struggle pretty much your whole life to be yourself. But I will tell you this, to be in a relationship, it is mandatory to be yourself. Mandatory, because you have to be an I before you can be a we. And one thing I share with my clients, when they're having a struggle, and they're trying to deal with someone, I say, look, it is imperative. You can love somebody. You love somebody, but not more than yourself. And you really have to get that in your mind. Because if you cannot love yourself more than the other person, then you have to do whatever they say. Mm-hmm. It's called a codependent relationship. One person's a 10, and you're the 0. I don't recommend that. I recommend that there's 2 5s, 2 people that can negotiate with each other. So my first premise to you, premise of being authentic, is the ability to be yourself. Second premise is great. We've established that you're going to be yourself. Now we have a new problem. The second premise, people who can love have the ability to negotiate. So do you know the second problem you have once you can be yourself? Letting other people be themselves. Because we do the same thing. We meet someone and my clients call me all the time. Do you know what the problem is? The other person. It's always the other person. It's never ourselves. The first thing you're going to know, if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, you're going to have to let them be themselves. And there's a famous guy, his name is John Gottman, he's a famous researcher, and he's done many studies. And he says, in relationships, there are going to be 9, count them 9, irreconcilable differences. That means that people are going to disagree with you. I hope you're listening, Bobby. You just got engaged. There are going going to be 9 irreconcilable differences, Bobby.
Oh, no.
But my point to you is you gotta get used to it. Gotta get used to it. And my point to you is it's okay. Because people bring you a gift. We think that it would be a perfect world if everyone was like us. But it would be a terribly boring world if everyone was like us. They bring you a gift. So you always meet the person who's bringing you the lesson. So they talk about opposites attract. There's a funny guy, he started eHarmony. You know what he says about this? He says, yeah, opposites attract. And then they attack. And that's very true. When you first meet someone, you think it's so cool how you can just spend money and do everything while you're a saver and you save all your money. Right? And then after a while, you're like, they suck. Why do they always spend money? But they're teaching you a lesson. And this is what I share with people. The reason we're attracted to people is one, we have to have a connection. We have to. We are social creatures. We need connection. And the other thing is, if you really want to grow on this particular planet, relationships are the way. Relationships are the way because they teach you. If you ask me, who's your teacher? Whoever you're dating, they're teaching you everything you need to know. And the minute you have chemistry with someone, guess who you just met? Your teacher. That's who you met. And I always tell people, if you have chemistry with someone, even if it's just for a couple days or even if it lasts a year, whatever it is, they have given you a tremendous gift. Tremendous gift, because they're willing to walk with you. However far they walk. So the second thing you're going to need to know is if you're going to be in a relationship, you're going to have to negotiate. And what is a relationship? You get some of what, are you listening, Bobby? You're going to get some of what you want, and you're going to get some of what you don't want. And if you're okay with that, you can be with other people. But if you're not okay with that, please do us all a favor and stay by yourself. Because you have to be able to negotiate to that. Third thing, and this is the cornerstone of relationships, if you ask me, people who know how to love can make and keep agreements. That's all. Should I say that? Yeah. People who know how to love can make and keep agreements. And what you're looking for is someone who will do what they say. These are the people who know how to love. You notice in a relationship, what happens? The relationships end because someone breaks an agreement. Sometimes right from the start. Say, hey, Sarah, I'm going to call you Friday. No call. Broken agreement. Right? Sorry about that. Just kidding. See? She loves herself more than me. You have to, and it's a really good thing. You have to be able to do that. Because that's really the answer. Because we're looking for people who can make and keep agreements. That's what we're looking for. And the whole premise is start with simple agreements. Just simple ones. Like if I say I'm going to call you, I call you. If I say I'm going to come here on Thursday, I call myself. People have integrity. They say and they do what they say. If you can keep simple agreements, then you can add complexity. But first, please show me that you can keep simple agreements. Please show me that. And that's how you find out the character of a person. My grandmother used to say this. She says, some people were dragged up, and some people were raised up. And integrity is the ability to make and keep agreements. It's a simple formula. The hardest thing you'll ever do in life, and the thing that I think we do, and even this woman told me after 65 years, is to be yourself. It's the biggest challenge you'll ever face in life. Because everywhere you go, people want you to do it their way. And that's okay. First thing, be yourself. The second thing, people want to do it this way and they want to do that way. That's fine. People who can love can negotiate. What am I going to get? I'm going to get some of what I want, and I'm also going to get some of what I don't want. And if you're okay with that, then you can move on to the third phase, which is the ability to make and keep agreements. And love comes down to one very simple premise. If I love you, I will keep my agreements with you. That's how I got married. The way I got married was very simple. My wife kept every agreement she ever made with me. And she's from Taiwan. There was all kinds of agreements we had to make. And that's the last thing I would tell you. Agreements, everybody makes agreements on the good days. Do you know what relationships are built on? The bad days. And if people still want to be with you on a bad day, you have something you can build with. Try out those agreements and let me know how they go. Manifest.